Welcome back to the Outpost. I'm Nomad, and today we're on patrol. And why are we on patrol? Well, that's just gonna be one of the things we're gonna have to do here on the homestead. Now, I wanted to go over what I'm actually patrolling with and why, right? And so today's topic that I'm gonna be discussing with all y'all in the chat, thank you for all taking your time to come and hang out here, and if you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't yet. Share this out to your community and anybody you think that this information might be useful for. So first, when it comes to purchasing firearms, you always want to make sure you do your research ahead of time. You want to establish a budget before you make the purchase, how much you're going to spend and how much you plan to purchase with that amount. Like if you're going to go for a full build and all you have is $1,000, you're probably going to aim more towards Palmetto State Armory and less towards brands like BCM and Daniel Defense, Knights Armament, companies like that tend to have a bit more of a price tag. Like an upper for a BCM is almost $1,000. Once you establish your budget, you want to get the best value for your budget. Now, what do I mean for that? You want to literally get the most bang for your buck. How much bang you can get for your buck is dependent on your budget. When it comes to guns and airsoft devices and other means of taking down your enemies in Tarkov, I'm a very stern believer in the buy once, cry once. This is where doing your research comes into play. You can look at channels like Trench Grenade, who do burn downs on almost every kind of duty use weapon that is popular on the market, who aren't sponsored by big corporations that tell you what you're actually paying for. So you want to find the best value for your budget. What have I chose for my escape from Tarkov situation if the inevitable was to occur? Well, I have an 11.5-inch BCM upper with a quad rail handguard, Surefire light, Trijicon MRO SD, Radiant Raptor charging handle, just a stock BCM bolt carrier group that comes with your BCM uppers. And then for the lower, we are dealing with just a normal Palmetto State Armory lower here with an SB Tactical brace that gives it the Q Honey Badger vibes on the rear, MK18 up front. It's a very confused build, doesn't know what it wants to be. And yeah, also sling as well. You want to make sure that you have a good sling. Now, I've chosen Feral Concept Slingster, and you want to make sure it's adjustable, right? You got to have an adjustable sling. That way, if you need that full movement, you can have it. You know what I mean? But if you gotta hike long distance, you can have that good and ready to go. You know what I mean? Sling is absolutely necessary. I think that needs to be the first thing after you purchase an AR-15. Doesn't matter the brand, anything, you need to get a sling on the thing. When it comes to your optics in the upper are where quality matter, I think, the most. Flashlight, definitely a quality. Your hand stop doesn't really matter as long as the thing isn't gonna just come off on you when you're actually needing it to stay. Your sling, like I said, as long as it's an adjustable, it doesn't need to be an expensive Ferro Concepts, you know what I'm saying? But just remember, the quality stuff is made to last. And I've had this sling now on several different builds, and it has literally still working as good as the day I bought it. Take that however you want. Optics, light, and your upper, I feel all need to be quality purchasing. This is what is gonna be doing a lot of the work for you to help keep you safe in these trying times that we're heading into an escape from Tarkov. Why did I choose BCM? BCM has exceptional reliability, and they have a no shortcuts philosophy, which, as a fellow tradesman, if you will, I can respect that philosophy when it comes to making things, because not taking shortcuts is exactly how you produce quality products. They have rigorous quality control and manufacturing standards. And that goes without a doubt, because they, time and time again, have proven track records from industry professionals all the way down to the consumers. BCM is literally the best bang for your buck. And it's just across the board, consistent, positive feedback. Like I said, from industry professionals down to the consumers. Why do I feel a light needs to be another quality purchase? Because I feel as though half the time, night is a very prominent thing that we're gonna have to deal with. Now, currently, we can negate such things because we have the grid. A lot of people have street lights. We'll have power in our house, but come an eventual without rule of law or shit hit the fan scenario, we might not have these luxuries. And nighttime will become a very vulnerable time for all of us. Having a good, dependable light that is tried and true, doesn't need to be surefire, doesn't, you know, I just found a good deal and I pulled the trigger on it, you know? So just bargain hunt the best you can. Hopefully by the time things go crazy, you're able to have put everything together. It takes time to make a build. You can't, like, unless you have the money to just go out and buy everything. And if you do, chances are you probably already have your dream build plus several others. In your optic, I think this is probably the most important part of your build. Now, why do I say that? Well, I mean, this is what puts down the goons in Tarkov. And you have to know how these function, how yours is gonna function. You have to know how to zero it. You have to be able to go to the range and pick a designated distance to zero this optic to. Make sure you are hitting that distance. And then make sure that you know all your holdovers and hold unders for varying distances. You have to understand how this works, or you're not gonna hit anything. You know, you can use irons, sure. More power to you. If that's how you are proficient at hitting targets, you know what I'm saying? I never stopped a carpenter from using a tool that he wanted to do to complete a task if he was capable of completing the task with that tool. or approach, method, whatever. If he can produce the result that I needed, why get in his way? When it comes to brands for optics, if you want quantity, I would suggest Sig Romeos, Holosuns, and Vortexes. These are brands that I constantly keep seeing over and over and over again from industry, gun tubing industry professionals, I guess. So, you know, take that as you will on the budget end. And then obviously on the more bougie, the more Gucci side of things, you can get EOTech, Aimpoint, and Trijicon. Those are definitely the three leading industry standards and duty proven optics on the market that will literally survive being thrown out of a helicopter, which this one did while it was moving. Why Glock? Just like BCM, legendary reliability and durability. They're simple, they're easy to use, and they're easy to train someone on. They have a proven track record when it comes to duty use, and they've been the industry standard for 40 years, if not more. And for the value, they're one of the most affordable bang for your bucks when it comes to a self-defense, EDC, or just sidearm for duty purposes on the market. Not to mention, this is the hands down most common sidearm, right, in America. To come apart, it's literally just several pieces that are easily put back together again. And I say that and then I fuck up. And then boom. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you need to get everybody on the same page when it comes to this. That way all the mags are the same, all the ammo is the same. That way if I'm stocking thousands of rounds of 9mm and you come here, you're not just rocking a Kimber 45. And then I'm like, well, hey, good luck, dude. When you're out of ammo, I ain't got nothing for you. If you're gonna spend the money, just make sure that you're gonna get your money's worth in the end. Because at the end of the day, these are tools that are meant to save your life, to save your family's life, to save your livestock's life, and to defeat bosses and escape from Tarkov. All right, I'm Nomad, and I'm gonna get back on patrol. I gotta make sure the outpost is staying safe. You guys all have a good day. Have a good one.